My name is Carolina Lukak, and I'm the Garden Education Manager with the Vermont Garden Network. Our mission is to support gardeners to become more confident and have access to resources and community around growing healthy food. This will be a very loose definition of food sovereignty. I always bring it to the forefront of my mind in supporting people to decide and what they want to eat and make their own decisions around the food that they want to consume. So I believe the Vermont Garden Network addresses food sovereignty and food justice by supporting people in having access to land, whether it be a container garden in their housing complex or whether it be access to a larger plot in a community-based garden. I think in addition to having access to the physical resources that you need, the land, the seeds, the plants, I'm also a big believer in supporting people in gaining the skills and knowledge in order to be successful gardeners, and listening to people to figure out what they do want, what do they want to grow. I think that's a big part of food sovereignty, and really responding to communities that want to come together around food. And many times they turn to us as the partners on a project that are able to bring people together and figure out how to do it.
With the help of Vermont Garden Network, we got a grant from UVM that will provide fruit trees, about 11 fruit trees, and a nature-themed playscape, which is going to be very sensory. The kids can, climb on logs and boulders and pick blueberries from the blueberry bushes. And we have hexagon, edible gardens. And it's really just to bring the kids together to let them, again, learn and teach them a safe space for them to play and learn about nature and conservation and food and fruit and all that fun stuff.
The Vermont Garden Network has partnered with New Farms for New Americans, supporting refugee farmers with improving their growing practices to grow the food that they want to grow, that they're familiar with from their homelands, and adapt their growing practices to the climate, the soil, the pests, and the conditions that Vermont farmers face, and really being able to support them in finding food that is culturally significant to them. I do some work with senior housing and senior residences, and I think it's an age group that we often don't think about as far as food sovereignty. And for sure, these primarily women who I've worked with in the residences, even in the memory care residence, where many of the ladies have advanced Alzheimer's and memory loss, they have a say in what they want to eat. So next steps for the Vermont Garden Network, I would say continuing to expand who we work with and where we work. And so for many years, we've been growing our organization from one based in Burlington to really have a statewide reach. And I believe there's a lot of potential in continuing to further that work in different parts of Vermont. We've slowly been able to do that in a big part with the affordable housing site work that we've been doing. 3 years ago, I probably was working at 7 sites in Chittenden County, and now we're working at 20 sites in 4 different counties around the state, and also really thinking of who aren't we serving, and who else lives in Vermont that would want to be a part of garden education and community-based gardening. We had a strategic name change at the beginning of this year. We were the Vermont Community Garden Network. We got rid of that word community in our name to broaden the scope of who we work with and who people think that we work with. So we have programming for seniors and new Americans and kids and adults and backyard gardeners and market gardeners as well. And so I think that has been really important and something that not everybody knows about us. I think we're on our way to having a broader reach around the state and around different populations and communities in Vermont. I garden to grow food to feed my family. I garden as therapy. I enjoy the peacefulness of gardening. I garden because most of the work that I do is alongside people, and I enjoy meeting people in garden settings. And I garden because I think it's one of the few things that we can do and have a big impact in our ecology and in our own health.
That's Carla. And my bird.
Carla?
Beautiful.